There are places where you can still hear the roots of Black American English. The worship of this church is full of Black cultural traditions. Spontaneous song and dance. A reverence for the magic of speech. And an enthusiastic participation in the improvised sermons of the preacher. And at the center of this tradition is the man of words, the preacher man.
I want to say this morning, by the grace of God, that the devil is real. He can get into most places if you allow him. Get into our churches, get into our schools, get into our home. You cannot fight evil by yourself. You cannot win against Satan by yourself. You're going to need God on your side.
Here, older women like Janie Hunter celebrate the Negro spirituals of slavery days. And there's no mistaking their African origins. This congregation is one of the missing links between African and American culture. It's part of an almost forgotten community in one of the strangest places in the United States, the Sea Islands that lie off the coasts of Georgia and South Carolina. About 250,000 blacks live here, cut off from the mainland until the First World War. The black community here speaks a language that has remained remarkably unchanged for nearly 300 years. It's a unique variety of English called Gullah. On these islands, it's older people like Benjamin Blygin and his sister Janie Hunter who still speak Gullah. Among black English expressions like I gwine, I getting ready, he fat, you'll hear Gullah words like ashta for oyster and rusty for crab.
I'm getting ready to patch up this net. We're in the creek today.
Fetch me back some big old ashta.
Ashta?
Yeah.
I go out for some fish.
I want some that single ashta.
I don't know.
Yeah, if you catch any old rusty, they have one of them big rusty on the back, you know?
Rusty and the wife?
Rusty and the wife, yeah.
He's fat too.
Yeah, they're fat, man.
Fat.
They're real fat. You fetch me back some there, man.
Yeah, if I catch him, I'll bring him back.
Yeah, I like some honey and ashta.
Yeah.
You know, some swamp will be good too.
Yeah, it'll be good.
They say swamp to worm, but I like it.
Good worm there.
Yeah, it's a good worm.
Yeah.
It sure is.
Yeah.
All of these three of the medicine. We just sit down and eat medicine right now.
Yeah.
All them is medicine.
Yeah.
I looking at medicine every day.
Like molasses.
White road,
All them
big
things.
girl,
Yeah.
red or fat,
Yeah.
all of the medicine.
Oh, yeah.
And Papa had a whole bag full.
Yeah.
They only have to go put them up the laugh and get piece of butter and give it for back.
Go to bed with fever, wake up in the morning.
Boy, that feel good.
Fever gone.
Fever gone, boy. You
Gone.
done sweat that fever out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, there was a
Good time, good time.
good time. That time's still there right now.
Yeah.
But they just don't want to own it. But I still old time, you know, I keep my old time here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, nothing like it.
Give me the old time religion.
Give me that old time religion. Give me that old time religion. Give me that old time.
Benjamin and Janie's Gullah is not as deep as in earlier generations. Today, in fact, it's probably a dying language. But it's the basis of black American English and the key to an understanding of its extraordinary history.
Good when you're in slavery is good enough for me.
Janie Hunter has 100 grandchildren and 28 great-grandchildren. She wants to pass on the southern plantation customs of her childhood before her family lose touch with their Gullah past.
Get ready, let's go. Shoot turkey, shoot, shoot.
In a game they call Shoot Turkey, she still uses Africanisms like good, meaning very good.
Shoot. Annie.
Ma'am.
Did you been to the wedding?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you get any wine?
Yes, ma'am.
How good that wine?
Good, good.
Get ready, let's go.
Shoot turkey, shoot, shoot, shoot turkey, shoot, shoot, shoot.
I think a lot of the older people now, since so much young people travel and speak different language, they get shame of the Gullah language. A lot of old people know Gullah language because that's all they've been speaking all their life. But they feel like people look down on them now when they speak their language. Feel like the young people will be laughing at them. They don't know what they're talking about. But I ain't ashamed of myself. I am just what I am. If I speak Gullah language, I speak it. I can speak different language, right, but I still speak Gullah language. Because I want my family to know. That's all was speaking back in slavery time, Gullah language. It was not all American, part is African. Because I believe that was our home, Africa. That's where all these Gullah language come from, Africa. Yes, that was from Africa.
The beginnings of Gullah wind back to the great rivers of Africa, like the Skiarses in Sierra Leone. This is Paramount Chief Anlath II. And these are his traditional praise singers.
These singers, they are called Kagbe. And the instrument they use two congomas. They use iron bars to give sharp sound. And then they have a singer who sings in praise of me for my good work to raise the standard of living for my people within the entire chiefdom.
In the tradition of Africa, the chief is also a man of words. And his people flock to hear his wisdom. Like the congregation in the church, the villagers will greet their chief's pronouncements with ritual responses. The customs of West Africa permeate the oral culture of American blacks.
When they accept part of your speech to be the truth, traditionally they throw in a song in praise of what you have said. When I told them about people having their interest in their farms and all the rest of it to drive hunger away, they praised me to be a wise paramount chief, that I could see things from afar.
300 years ago, this traditional society was caught up in one of the most infamous episodes in the history of the West, the slave trade.